Well, I finally got that John Deere returned and took it over there. Started right up, got it off the truck, and he even left a reference or good feedback, whatever you want to say, on one of the Facebook group pages. So, and he tagged 19 people in that message. So he seemed pretty happy with it. He's got a huge hill, so I wasn't sure I was going to get up it. It was the second time I've had to get up that hill, and this time I had it loaded, so I had a little bit more weight in the back end this time. So, but on the other hand, I had to go slower. The first time I kind of sped up there, but this time I had to go slower because the lawnmower was in the back. But got it up there, and I started unloading it before he could get up there. He walked up the hill. I showed him everything that I had did and done or whatever, and he was very appreciative, gave me a little tip. So I started heading down the hill, and he was out there doing donuts on it. So I'm glad he was having fun. So then today, the guy with these 3 pieces, he'll be coming to pick this up after noon. It's almost noon now, so we got this big storm coming. They're talking about, I think we're just out of range for it. We might get some heavy winds, but I don't think we're gonna get the heavy storm. It's gonna thunderstorm, but regardless, it's hopefully it'll die. We'll miss it, but anyway, we'll get rid of these before the storm gets here, I think. And then I don't have anything to do except put an inner tube in the tire. I'll do that on Sunday. I talked to family members on Saturday, so let's just take a little bit of a break. I don't want to work with it dark and gloomy like this. It's nice that you can be semi-retired like this, and you just kind of pick your days you're going to work, as long as you get everything done on time, like and as agreed upon. That was one of the things that guy said about my service was, you know, I showed up on time. That was the biggest part of the selling point. So, and he was talking about all the other people that he'd already talked to about me. This dang plastic thing is just about had it. I don't think we're gonna be able to save it any longer. I'm gonna have to rip it off. While I'm standing here doing it, I just may as well do it, huh? I have to get another one. This thing has just been beat up pretty good. Hey, I'm going to interrupt this video real quick and ask that at the end of this video, there'll be an up next box. Really appreciate it if you click it. It'll take you over to my other channel. It's really growing fast. Things are really happening over there. I'm really proud of it. And I would just need a little bit more before I stop this begathon in every video to get me over the top where I need to be. I'd really appreciate it if you go over there and check it out. Just click the up next box. It'll be over one of my shoulders at the end of this video. Thanks. So, I don't know where I left off, but all week they've been, the fire department has been running up and down the road, just squalling all week, just something else. Now we're in a, I don't know, what do you call it, a red flag period, and nobody's supposed to be burning anything. Well, it's springtime, everybody's burning something. So there's this place called Florida Beach. I don't know where it's at. I mean, it's here, around here somewhere. Yeah, Florida Beach. And they were talking about this is a brush fire. Well, yeah, what does that mean? I don't know. But that's what they've been saying on Facebook. Brush fire in Florida Beach, brush fire in Florida Beach. So, in the videos, you've heard the sirens. You just can't avoid them. They're running all day. Now, this is by the lake. It's a huge lake. So, I don't know. I mean, it's 14 miles to Florida Beach. So, I don't know why they're running back and forth. They got a lake they can pull from. I don't know. It's a volunteer fire department, so that has something to do with it. And the same district has a firehouse over there by this Florida Beach. So, you know, we got one here and then one over there. But I guess everybody was attending it. That's why there were so many trucks running around. And like I said, they said it was a brush fire. I mean, I saw somebody posted one picture and it was a ditch on fire. I mean, it didn't look significant. It was at nighttime, so it made it look worse than it really was, but I didn't think it was that bad. So we're heading up towards to drop this thing off, and we're starting to see smoke. And sure enough, we passed Florida Beach Road on the way to drop this off. It was within a mile, or maybe not even a mile, probably not even a mile, as to where this guy lived. I didn't realize he lived so close to it. And you know, it's a lake house. There's lots of lake houses over there. It's anyway, I slowed down, and everything's still smoking. It's out, but there was it had been acres and acres and acres of fire, a charred remains of wooded area. So it must have been pretty significant. I mean, I guess that explains why there were so many fire trucks. But although people were making a big deal about it, I mean, I assumed it was near homes, so I would assume people were making a big deal about it. But to me, they weren't making a big enough deal about it. This thing was huge in comparison to what I was getting the impression of. I mean, even the fire department put out a small statement. It wasn't huge, like, don't be burning this time of the year, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, what's interesting is right now we're in a red flag area. And I think if you burn, you know, like your leaves, and you catch things on fire, or I don't know, maybe even if you just burn, I don't know, you could be fined for burning during a red flag event. So I have all this wooded area, and if I were to burn that, I could get in trouble. The thing is the state parks right now, one just 20 miles down the road, they're doing natural burns, or what do you call that? Controlled burns. I mean, they do it all over the country. Here in Missouri, I never had heard of it growing up. I never heard of it. I mean, maybe they were doing it, but I didn't know anything about it. But of course, they do it in Florida. I don't know. They've been talking about they should do it in California, but they don't. They've been doing controlled burns in these state parks, but you're not allowed to control burn in your own property because somebody did that. I mean, like within the last couple days, and the fire department went out there and put it out, told them they couldn't do it. So here we have all this volatile material that we can't do anything with. Now, I assume they expect you to do controlled burns during an event that's not a red flag. I don't know, but I don't understand why they can do it in the state parks, but right now, but they can't do it, or you can't do it here, other than I guess because of the Florida thing. You would think if it's that serious, which it is, based on what I saw today, that you could be able to hire someone, maybe hire the fire department to come out. I don't know, hire somebody. You know, they should have a company. It seems to me somebody should start a controlled burn company to come out and do these controlled burns, because I mean, that's volatile down there. Well, I don't know, a few months ago, a few weeks ago, our neighbor, that whole field over there, that's probably, I don't know, maybe 4 acres. I bet it's 4 acres. Burned the other day, and the whole thing burned. I didn't know it was burning. Now, it wasn't a wooded area, it's just a field. And I saw the fire trucks coming. I mean, they were wailing down there. I popped my head out, and the whole thing was charred. I mean, it was basically done and over with by the time the fire trucks got here. And then the other day, we had something fall out of our burn barrel, and it caught the yard on fire. I mean, it wasn't huge, but I mean, we were on top of it. We watch our burn barrel. So it's volatile, is my point. How do you get rid of that? I'm sure somebody in the comment section said, you should do this, you should do that. Okay, that's fine, but you know, it's something, one thing for somebody in the comment section to tell me what to do, and then I go and do it, and then I get arrested and fined and all these things. Or how do you find the actual information? Where's the actual information? It tells me how I get rid of all that volatile material down there. I mean, I don't think I want to burn it. I think that's way too much for me. Besides that, I don't even have the water to do it. There's an area over here that I've cleared out, and it grew back. It's covered in glass and barbed wire, and I can't maintain it, so I just let it grow back. But if I could burn it every year, then it would be a nice little pretty area. But I don't have the water. So I'm not going to do it. I know that when I was, I don't know, maybe in the 90s, I just got out of the Navy, and my grandpa, you know, he was starting to get up in there in age, and he decided he wanted to burn a patch in his woods, and it got out of hand. And the fire department came out and put it out. Now, my grandpa, see, that was over there by south of St. Louis. He had a burn permit. You could get a burn permit. You can't even get burn permits around here. There's nothing, there's, you know, it's volunteer fire department. But he had a burn permit, so he went out and burned, and it got out of hand on him. And the fire department just came out just absolutely irate. I want to know who did this. And, you know, my dad actually grew up with the guy, the fire chief, and Dad basically told him, knock it off. You're showing your hindsight a little bit too much. So I don't think Grandpa got in trouble for it because he did have a burn permit. But regardless, I don't know how you actually do this. I don't know if they expect you to rake those leaves down there, but that's just waiting for someone to throw out a cigarette butt and catch on fire. It's pretty serious. I don't know. And it's a volunteer fire department. I mean, don't get me wrong. They are highly praised on Facebook. Everybody's always saying, you know, thank you, take out food and water to them, snacks and water. They're volunteers. They're not getting paid for this. And so, you know, no, I don't begrudge them at all. When I was in 9th grade, I joined the fire department in Herculaneum, Missouri. It was a volunteer fire department, and there was the junior firemen on there, and there was probably 5 or 6 of us. And, you know, we washed trucks, and if there was a brush fire, they'd have us put on these 75-pound packs, and we'd have to go out there and spray the water. But we were more tool runners than anything. And I remember when I started, we could ride on the back of the truck, but, you know, as I don't want to get too political, but as things became more liberal in life, you know, you're starting to head into the 90s, and everybody was worried about children's safety. They had to stop us from doing that. I was so disappointed. I like doing that. But anyway, so I was on the volunteer fire department as well, just as a kid. I don't know if I would do it now. I'm kind of old now. I don't know if I could do it. The thing is I watch these guys, and again, I'm not trying to insult them, but all of them could use a weight loss program of some sort. They were showing off the trucks the other day, and this guy with a big old beard belly, I'm thinking, how in the heck did you climb through the woods through all that? I mean, it's tough on me to walk out there at any type of pace. I couldn't imagine wearing, you know, any type of gear. And it was 80 something degrees the other day, so they would have had their fire suits on plus the heat. That would have been tough. So just things to ponder. It's not that I'm too worried about it. I'll probably live the rest of my life and never see a fire over here, at least cross my fingers. And fortunately, we don't live that far from the fire department. You know, this place is ideal. It's far enough, I don't even know how to explain it. It's far enough into the wooded area that it's quite private. I really enjoy the privacy here. We got a road right across there, but then you just go just a little ways, and all of a sudden you got everything you need, and it could be in walking distance. So it's like the best of both worlds. Don't get me wrong, everything you need is twice the price around here because it's just mom and pop stores, but it's just perfect. See the fire department, the warehouse, gas station, the little mom and pop grocery store. There's even a food pantry over there. It's just a perfect area. But I don't know. The sheriff's department never comes around here. You rarely see the sheriff's car. It wasn't that long ago, there was a little bit of trouble down the hill. And so every day the sheriff's department would drive by, but that maybe once a day. So that's over with. It's just a perfect spot. Everything. I mean, how can you have woods like this and a grocery store over there just like that? It's perfect. I know, you don't live off grid because you're not on the moon. Move to Mars, that's off grid. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video on my other channel. I really appreciate it if you go over there and check out that channel. I'm sure you're going to learn something. So hope I can inspire you to have the perfect spot so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.